Hi and welcome to my gardening journey. I'm John and this channel focuses on me trying to learn a little bit more about gardening every month of the year. I'm not an expert in gardening. I don't have a degree or any education in it, and this is just me trying to find my way. So if you like to watch the things that I'm doing and see the things that I'm learning, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in future videos. This video is looking at 2020. I find each year it's really good to try and reflect on how that year has gone and also try to think about the learning from it which I'll be applying into the next calendar year. This year hasn't been usual for many reasons, both personally, professionally and also socially. It's a strange year for all of us. So I thought I'd just try and break down what that's meant for me this year, my channel and my garden. Back in the tail end of 2019, my wife and I decided to embark on some big changes to our house and property. We decided to do quite a significant extension on our property, which meant that a good chunk of the garden was going to be either used up as part of the extension or it is going to be completely destroyed by the builders as they went about their work. It meant that this year I really didn't get a good start on the garden in any way, shape or form, whether it is from the grass, the borders or even my veg patch. And then in early 2020 we all know what happened there, which meant that we saw a significant slowdown of absolutely everything.
Biggest threat this country has faced for decades.
The headlines for you at 6 o'clock this morning.
Disease is now accelerating and 53 people have sadly now died.
My builders had to shut up shop for around about 3 months, leaving our house extension delayed and behind time, which meant that I also couldn't get on top of my gardening for a longer period of time. My greenhouse was taken down for the extension so it didn't get damaged, which meant I didn't have a place to sow my seeds and get them off to a good start. And all of the garden centres had to close down for 3 months as well, whilst we tried to understand how we would live with the situation the world found itself in. I did try to start off some of my seedlings in our extension area, which gave me a little bit of produce for this year, but unfortunately the year has really not been a positive one when it comes to growing any vegetables. I work in the NHS, so what's been happening in the world and locally has had a major impact on my work. I've seen my hours increase significantly, and that's meant that when I do come home from work, I am so tired I don't want to do anything in the garden. And on my days off, again, I'm focusing on either trying to get our house back into some form of order, or I'm just trying to rest, ready for the week to start again. So all in all, this year has really taken me away from this channel and what I'd hoped to achieve with it, and also the garden itself. Now I do find trying to film and garden quite a challenge. It takes a little bit more time, so considering I've had such a small amount of time to do anything, it's meant that I haven't prioritised this channel this year. But I'm still really pleased that I've pretty much managed to get a video out each month, despite really wanting to do more than that. And my blog also, again, hasn't really seen the activity that I would have liked to have seen on it this year. Despite all of this, I have had a couple of things that I've learned, and I wanted to share them with you now. The first one is around using potato grow bags. I've never used potato grow bags because normally I've had an allotment where I've put all of my root vegetables there and kept all of my salad and more temperamental produce here at home. So I've had to start using an alternative option, considering I don't have a lot of space anymore since giving up on my allotment. So the grow bags were pretty good in a couple of ways. Firstly, it doesn't take up a huge amount of space, so I think this year I'll be using more of them. Unfortunately, the actual potatoes themselves were a lot smaller than I was hoping for, considering that they were all within new compost as well. I thought they would be a lot bigger. So I'm going to try something different this year. I'm going to try putting in less seed potatoes into each of the bags to see whether that makes a difference in terms of the produce that comes out. And I'm also going to keep an eye on the watering, which may itself have led to smaller potatoes. So hopefully this year you'll see more potato grow bags, and we'll see how that goes. This year is the first year that I've had an earlier harvest of onions and garlic, which have done absolutely brilliantly. Considering the onions did so well over winter last year, I'm going to do the same again this year, and I think I will do that for every single year coming forward. I've only got such a limited space to actually grow in. It's important that I make use of that land all year round. I think I'll only be doing onions, garlic over winter rather than during the summer, considering they take up quite a bit of space. And if I'm going to use this plot of land all year round, I really need to think about how I feed the soil. If I don't feed the soil, then the produce won't be as good as they could be, and I've really neglected the soil over the years. This year I'll put some of my own homegrown compost onto one of the beds, and I've covered that over, so hopefully it'll kill off as many weeds as possible before the next season starts. And I am going to start to look at other types of fertilizer for the larger bed and also for my borders, because I again have not been feeding those and the plants don't look particularly well in them. We're also doing some hard landscaping, so it's something that I really haven't done before the building work because I didn't really see any point until that work was done. We're going to have a lovely outdoor dining and coffee area right around our bifolds and our French doors on the back, so we can open up the back of our house and really enjoy that place throughout the summer months, which are getting warmer each year. I really like the look of the National Trust gardens around here in Norfolk. In the UK we have the National Trust, which looks after a lot of our old stately homes, and they really do look after their gardens. They're stunningly beautiful. Most of the homes have really nice lawn edging. Our stately homes are well known for their manicured gardens, and I want to try and create something very similar here at home in our back garden. So I've managed to pick up some what look like cast iron, but they're not cast iron lawn edgings, which will give that lovely rusted look, but will weather for a number of years before they corrode through. They're not as thick as the National Trust edgings, but I don't have the same amount of money they do. So I've gone for a 1mm thick lawn edging, which should be enough for what I'm trying to do. The next stage of the work is to level the area out, compact it down, give it a covering to stop the weeds coming through, and then buy in a load of shingle, because we can't at the moment afford to have a patio, which hopefully will come in the future. This year I've also learned a lot about grass. My grass, particularly in the back, has been around about 60% moss, 20% weed and 20% grass. So I really want to try and do something about that this year. I've been treating it with a mixture of fertilizer and weed killer. I've also reseeded, aerated and dethatched the back lawn. I've been cutting the grass in different directions as well to try and stop it from laying down and matting, and it's starting to look really good. So I'm looking forward to how this is going to be next year. I've got the front to do now, and I will start working on that in the spring, but for now I'm just going to let everything settle because it's so damp and it just needs to be left alone for the next few months. So what am I planning for the channel and my blog next year? I'm really hoping to have a lot more time to do videos for this channel. I'm not getting many views. I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong around those. It might just be around the frequency, or it's just I'm not in line with what the algorithm really wants at the moment. I have, at the time of recording this, I think 27 subscribers, so I completely appreciate you and taking the time to subscribe and watch this channel, and I'm hoping that again I'll get some more time to work on my blog. For me, this is about building a routine, feeling more comfortable in front of the camera, and trying to find ways to regularly upload without having to do significant productions in order to do it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to be able to do some that look really visually nice, but I also want to not sacrifice frequency of content for that production value. I might have a few videos like this where it's just me talking to you and just sharing some of the views I've got on gardening and what I've been learning, and I really hope that you appreciate those and will take the time to engage in a conversation in the comments below. So that's a quick reflection on 2020. It's been a real mixed year, got some great learning that I can apply to future years, but it's been highly disruptive. And if you're watching this at home, I really hope your 2020 hasn't been that bad and 2021 will be a lot better for you. If you like gardening channels, particularly when the person in them is learning as much as you along the way and isn't necessarily an expert already, please like and subscribe. I hope you have a great Christmas and a wonderful New Year, and I'll see you in January.